Alrighty, today we're going to talk about planning for your renovation. Whether you just collected your BTO keys or you bought a resale HDB, today I'm going to focus on planning for your HDB renovation. If you have just purchased a resale condo, this is relatively applicable for you as well. But if you have just purchased a brand new condo, then this is definitely not applicable for you because new condos come with developer stock renovations, so you can definitely skip this. But if you are planning for your renovation, this is a video that you should not skip. Even if you are engaging an ID and not doing the renovation yourself, this is extremely important as well. Why? Today I'm going to run through with you some of the things that you can prepare before engaging an ID or even meeting an ID. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is poor communication with their ID. Yes, there are good IDs out there and there are bad IDs out there. And frankly speaking, because the interior design industry is an industry that does not really require any formal certification, the chances of you meeting not a very professional or good ID is not very low. In order to kind of discern which ID to hire, you need to kind of know a little bit of what you want and what is out there in the market as well. So today I'm gonna teach you and show you how to plan for your renovation such that even if you are going for an ID who is supposed to help you plan for the renovation, you are able to communicate what you want in a very effective PowerPoint/PDF document so that there will be as little miscom as possible. If you are not hiring an ID, if you are working with a contractor, then this becomes even more important for you. The whole idea of this tutorial and this template that I'm going to share with you is not really to help you design your home, but to help you communicate what you want with your ID and contractor. Because the number one in home renovations is not being able to communicate what you want accurately to your contractor or ID, and therefore after the work has begun, you realize that none of the things are as you imagined it to be. You as the homeowner need to do your fair share of research and communication, and this document that I'm going to share with you, I will leave a free template down in the link in the description which you can download and use. This template I'm going to share with you will help you effectively communicate with your ID and contractor, effectively telling them what you are looking for instead of trying to describe it to them thinking they understand. Let's get ahead. First page, very simple. It is just the name of your project, your development, your unit number and stuff like that. Why this title page is important is because you have to understand that your ID and contractor works on like a lot of projects, especially if they are good and in demand, right? And by helping them label your unit number, your address, it just makes things a lot easier for them, and chances of them forgetting stuff is actually lower. Okay, color palette. So this one is really optional. For me, I am very big on branding and stuff because that's what I do for a living, right? I just put down some basic color palettes that I want my house to look like, to feel like, so that the contractor or the ID has a better understanding of what you're going for. And of course, I also went down to the contractor's office to look at certain materials, and I just snapped photos of the ones that I like, and later on went home, discussed with my wife, and we shortlisted some of the materials that we want to use for the house. And you can also put them into this PDF document or PowerPoint slide so that you remember and the contractor or ID also remembers, because you always have to keep in mind that the contractor and ID, they are very busy with a lot of clients. So you want to put down as much information for them as possible. Yes, it is their job to plan for you. Yes, it is their job to remember all these things. But if you can make their job easier, then why not, right? So like material selection, for most of you, you will probably have a lot more material selection in terms of the laminate countertops and stuff like that. For me, because my renovation is a minimalist type of renovation, I honestly, my entire house is the same laminate, the same countertop material and the same color. So it's just these three. But for most of you, you probably have a bit more lah if you're going for more sophisticated designs. Okay, next, why this is important, right, is the location and facing of your unit. So this is not where I stay. I just put it here for reference. You can also copy lah. You can use my template. So it's not where I stay. Of course, I won't share you exactly where I stay, right? But anyways, so I took this from HDB's website. If you don't know where to find your site plan for your BTO or HDB project, if you are buying a resale HDB, you can try to ask from your previous owner. For new BTOs or most HDBs, you can actually go to this website called teoalida.com, which has an archive of every single HDB project ever built that you can go and find the site plan. Okay, so why this site plan is very important is because when you are talking to an ID and contractor, sometimes they will advise you where to build certain wardrobes, where to put certain furniture, and this advice, right, is also contingent on where the light hits the window. So like, where is the west sun coming in from, where does it make sense to put the couch and the TV so that when you're watching TV the sun is not in your face and stuff like that. So this actually helps them, or if you're planning your own renovation helps you figure out the direction of the facing of your unit, so that when you're planning the built-in wardrobes, the kitchen, the direction of your sofa, it becomes a lot easier to plan to put them in places that make sense based on the wind flow, airflow, and sun direction. A lot of people miss this. Actually, this is very, very important. And another reason why you also put the entire site plan is really just to, again, make things easier for the contractor and ID. Because when the truck, right, is driving your very heavy tiles to the house for renovation, by looking at this, right, they can see, oh, where's the nearest place that they can park, where's the nearest place that they can drop off, where's the lift, and they can do their planning to ensure efficiency. Again, this is not your job. It's not your job to tell them, oh, where to park, where to put, but by doing this, right, you're making their job easier. Therefore, chances of your renovation screwing up is lesser, because everybody that has renovated their house will know that renovations confirm have screw-ups. If you have done a renovation with 0 screw-ups, you probably are damn super lucky. But most renovations will definitely have screw-ups. You want to do whatever you can in your ability to reduce those screw-ups, and even though it's not your job, it is your house, right? So you want to do your best to help your contractor or ID whenever you can. So this site plan, very important. Next, this is the layout of the house and the compass. So for me, my own home, thankfully my one is north-south facing, so the compass is straight like that. It's slightly towards, angled slightly, but this again helps you and your contractor, your ID, figure out where is the north, south, east, west, how is the airflow going to be like, how is the sun going to hit the unit, how do you plan your furniture and stuff like that. So it's very, very useful as well. Just screenshot it from your HDB contract. It is the floor plan usually inside your HDB contract when you collecting keys. This one is also really up to you to plan. So this is just a template. You feel free to change up the colors and everything. As you can see, I'm using Canva. You can feel free to use Keynote or PowerPoint as well. So I just sort of plotted out and planned where I want to put my furniture, where I want to build certain cabinets and stuff like that, where I want to put certain floor lamps. In this way, when I go and meet my contractor and ID, they can easily visualize where things go. I don't have to verbally try to explain to them and then they visualize in their own head, because communication usually breaks down when you try to explain verbally and the person cannot visualize, right? Because what you imagine might not be what you say, because we are not all super communications experts, right? We are all good at different things. So this really helps you communicate what exactly you want with your ID, making it super easy for them to advise you. So for example, say, I want to put my aircon here, right? And the ID might tell me that, hey, actually, or the contractor might tell me that actually, the aircon not suitable to put here, because based on my experience doing 3-room flats in HDB, right, the piping very hard to join, kind of thing. Then they can advise, can advise you where to put and everything. So I'm sure you as a new homeowner has a desired layout in terms of where you want to place certain things, but certain things might not be practically possible. So this really helps them. And you might even want to go a step further to do a secondary layout, just in case the first one doesn't work, or something that you think might work better and stuff like that. So for me, you see, I made 2 layouts, right? One with my washing machine at my island top, one with the washing machine under the other countertop, and just different layouts right, to give options. And you see, I changed the position of my aircon because I thought, hey, maybe aircon put there better. But end up we went with this because the aircon is more suitable to put here in terms of where the duct and everything should go. Yeah, and lighting plan. So if you even want to go another step further, you can even do a PowerPoint plan to plan out where exactly the PowerPoint should be. But for me, I didn't do it because I actually left that to my contractor lah. But for me, I did a simple lighting plan. I planned to do track lighting and all that. So I already went light shopping and I roughly know what are the lights I want to get. So I roughly put in the name of the lights. I got my lights from this shop called Shook Lighting, by the way. Really love it. Been staying in my house for 2 years and it's is still working very, very well. And so this is my lighting plan that I can show my contractor and they can advise whether it's feasible or not, you know? Okay, and these are just some additional details I want to communicate with my contractor. Again, this is fully optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but instead of trying to describe it to the people, you know, the person who making my curtain and like what kind of roller blind I want, I just find reference photos and dump them in so that everybody is very, very clear. Nobody can give excuse say, oh, I don't know how it looks like. Nah, I already put here liao. You know, if you don't know, that means you never read my document carefully, right? Or I never communicate properly. Okay, so the next few slides, right, they are all mood boards. Mood boards are important because, you know, sometimes when you describe like, oh, you know, I want this bohemian feel and like I want it to feel very warm, everybody's idea of bohemian and warm is very different. So when you're doing your renovation, it's very important to have reference pictures. You can find them on Pinterest, you can find them on Instagram, you can find them on Google. Just screenshot some reference photos to what you think you want your home to look like so that when you explain to your contractor or ID, they can exactly visualize what you want. So for me, you know, it's a very warm type of like a Scandi minimalist vibe lah. Very, very, very chill and simple, right? Okay, so again, more information just for them. I wanted to install this like a very, very thin shoe rack in the front of my bomb shelter. In the end, I didn't do it lah, but I just wanted to share with the ID and with my contractor and see whether it's feasible or not. So again, reference photos of what I want the cabinets to be like in terms of the tone, how many drawers I want, the backsplash, and keep in mind that all this is just for planning. In the end, right, I didn't even go with this tic-tac tiles for my backsplash because my contractor actually recommended me to just use my countertop material and become the backsplash because it's easier to clean. Because all these tic-tac tiles, while it looks very nice, if you cook often, the grease, you know, is not easy to clean, which I then thought, yeah, great idea. So I decided to do away with this. But again, all these are just notes that you can put down as you go tile shopping and shopping for materials and stuff like that. It's easy for you to kind of just screenshot some stuff, take some photos, and communicate all these things to your contractor. And it's very easy to find all these materials and all these pictures online, right? So for example, if I tell my contractor, hey, I want to build this glass shower screen that is close like that one. So imagine, right, the contractor doesn't understand what I'm talking about. He might build it differently. But if I have a screenshot of a sample to show him this is exactly what I want, then the chances of him building it wrongly is very low. If he really build it wrongly, right, then it's on him lah. He never see my slides and my reference photos, right? But it is my job as a homeowner, because I'm paying him a lot of money, to try to ensure that the renovation goes smoothly, and I work hand in hand with him to ensure that. Because yes, it is their job to do all this work for you, but if it screws up, right, who's the one that suffer? It is you. You are the one that suffer. So you really want to plan, right? So yeah, you know, very simple to do all these notes like, oh, I want to shift the position of my master bedroom door because I think this layout is not very, very smart. So I wanted to shift my door here, and I wanted to shift my seal up this wall. So like, oh, I wanted this like arc door for my master bedroom, and ended up my contractor advised me against it because it's quite pricey lah, and it's really just for fun, you know, just like look nice and all. So in the end, I did away with the arc door and I just installed a normal door, you know, like this one, like the one you see behind me, right, a normal solid core door. And yeah, you know, like just the general vibe and stuff I'm going for. And frankly, right, my house turned out exactly as I imagined it, which is why I'm sharing this with you today, because this one really, really helps you communicate what you want to do to your contractor and your ID. Whereas there's a lot of other people I know, whether it's my clients or my friends, right, they try to describe it to the ID. Like 99% of the time, the ID don't get it exactly how they want it to be one, because when you what you imagine in your head and what the ID thinks you want might be completely different, right? So doing this becomes very, very important. Some additional stuff completely optional as well. Timeline, when do you want to finalize the design, when you're going to apply for hacking permit, when does the renovation start, when is the deadline you want to move in. All this is important because you have to buffer for delays. Renovation all got delay one. I have never seen a renovation that smooth don't have delay one. All will always have delays because there are many parties involved, supplier, contractor, different contractor for different things, and you know, again, optional. This one is a checklist of stuff I wanted to finalize and check with my contractor during my second meetup with him. Certain things I want to ask him like, oh, when when does the 3D drawing that we're gonna work on will begin, even though I actually end up doing it myself because I just hand itchy, I wanted to try my hands on it, right? But there are certain things like in the beginning, right, 2 years ago when I got my house, I'm like, actually I see some people's house, they got no skirting. Skirting is the tiles that you tile like a bit up the wall. So I just thought like, hey, actually I see some people's house got no skirting. Do we need to do skirting? What is skirting for? You know, so I put it here so that I remember to ask my contractor, because every time you meet a contractor, there is very limited time. They are rushing everywhere, you are rushing everywhere. So you want to make sure you note down all the things to ask so that you don't forget, right? What I found out is that skirting is actually very good because it protects your wall when you're sweeping, vacuuming, mopping. It protects your wall from scratches and just dirt lah. So in the end, I did the skirting. Okay, that is about it actually. So again, I reiterate, this is very important. Yes, it's the ID's job or the contractor's job to coordinate all these things for you, recommend materials to you. But if you can help make your own renovation process easier, then why not spend some time to do some research, right? So I have left the template to this document, to this PDF in the description below. Feel free to download it and use it as you wish. If you want to see how my own renovation turned out, you can feel free to click the video here to see my house tour and just kepo on my house lah. Thank you so much for watching. I've been trying to create more content on business, freelancing, finance, and also home renovations because these are topics that I'm very passionate about on my YouTube channel. So if you're into those things, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!